Aryna Sabalenka takes a cheeky dig on new mentor after Coco Gauff links up with her ex-coach. Known for her fierce style and sharp wit, Aryna Sabalenka always brings the drama, on and off court. After the 2025 Australian Open final, she quipped to her team, "It's your fault, guys." And now the world know. One is off to a strong start at the US Open, defeating Rebecca Mazurova 7-5, 6-1 in a gritty opener in New York. However, it wasn't the only highlight of her day. During the match, while booking her ticket to round 2, all eyes caught a new face in her box. Pam Shriver couldn't resist asking in the post-match interview, "I noticed someone new in your box." A hell of a doubles player, Max Mirny. Known as the Beast from Belarus, Sabalenka shined a spotlight on her team with a cheeky response, "Now you can call our team Beauty and the Beast, I guess," sending the crowd and her team into laughter. So, who is this beast in her corner? Max Mirny, a retired Belarusian pro, earned the nickname the Beast. He peaked at No. 18 in singles but made his mark as a doubles legend, holding the world #1 doubles for 57 weeks. He won 6 men's doubles and 4 mixed doubles Grand Slam titles, including the US Open, 2000, 2002 and French Open, 2005, 2006, 2011, 2012. He also took gold in mixed. This switch surprised many since Sabalenka has been consistent with her longtime head coach Anton Dubrov since 2020. Formerly her hitting partner, Dubrov became coach and played a key role in her success, including her 2023 Australian Open win. While she tweaked her extended team, adding biomechanics coach Gavin McMillan in 2022 to work on her serve. Her steady partnership with Dubrov was a cornerstone. Interestingly, McMillan now works with Sabalenka's rival Coco Gauff, who recently reshuffled her team after parting ways with Matt Daly, and has struggled past early rounds since Paris. As for Sabalenka, was this fresh change needed? Possibly. Though she's had a strong season, she hasn't won a title since Madrid in May. Miami and Brisbane were highlights, but Grand Slams have slipped away despite consecutive finals at the Australian Open, French Open, and Wimbledon. Even Rennie Stubbs pointed out her inconsistency. Stubbs calls out Aryna Sabalenka's struggles ahead of the US Open. Right now, Sabalenka faces her own uphill battle after tough losses. The Australian Open final crushed her three-peat hopes, the French Open final slipped away, and Wimbledon ended at the semifinals. Heading into the US Open, Serena's ex-coach Rennie Stubbs laid it out straight on her podcast, "I've been watching Aryna Sabalenka practice. We've talked about this, the matches she is losing and the way she's playing over the last couple of weeks. The warning signs? Instability." Stubbs zoomed in on a glaring weakness. She doesn't miss by like a foot right, she misses in the bottom of the net or in the fence. "I've never seen such a great player. Her margins for missing are gigantic. Like Serena would miss, it would just be like a foot outside the line." That difference between missing narrowly and missing wildly could be what breaks Sabalenka's title defense. Her critique sharpened further, "The ball flies but it's rare." Sabalenka in practice, indoors, closed Arthur Ashe Stadium, no sun. She'd have a mid-court forehand 20 feet long like that. "That's so weird, I don't understand how you can't," she said. Then, "It's like she doesn't feel the ball, but when she's hitting, it's amazing. Then she can play 6 points where you're like, where that come from?" It's the ups and downs for me with Sabalenka that must as a coach, I would be like, absolutely, my sphincter would be so tight because no ball is regular. But Aryna Sabalenka showed grit in her US Open opener, tested in the first set but breaking Rebecca Mazurova at 5-all to seal the set. The second set was a clinic as she dominated the net, winning 15 of 17 points there. She converted 5 of 6 break chances and finished with 19 winners against 15 unforced errors. Mazurova's stats flipped that. Now, she's set to face Paulina Kudermetova in round 2. Will she steady the ship and push deep? Share your take below, and catch every twist in. Tennis rivalries are often defined by forehands and match points, but sometimes, the sharpest battles happen off the court, with words. And as the 2025 US Open roars into its first week, Aryna Sabalenka has found herself in the spotlight not for her booming serves or fearless ground strokes, but for a sly, cheeky dig aimed squarely at her former coach, who has now joined forces with none other than Coco Gauff. It was a storyline fit for New York drama, the fiery Belarusian, known for her raw power and raw honesty, watching her ex-coach set up camp with the American darling who has captured the heart of the home crowd. And, true to form, Sabalenka couldn't resist firing a playful shot. The coaching carousel. The coaching carousel in tennis has always been dizzying. Partnerships flourish, partnerships crumble, and alliances are constantly reshuffled as players search for the elusive combination of trust, guidance, and results. Sabalenka's recent split with her longtime mentor, let's call him Coach X, was hardly a shock. Whispers of creative differences had swirled for months, with insiders noting that Sabalenka's ferocious style often clashed with his more methodical approach. Enter Coco Gauff. Fresh off her breakthrough slam victories and a burgeoning career that seemed to only be accelerating, the 21-year-old American scooped up Coach X almost immediately after his split with Sabalenka. For fans, it was a blockbuster move, the young prodigy teaming up with a tactician who had once molded Sabalenka's game. And for Sabalenka? Well, she was never one to hold her tongue. The cheeky dig. At a pre-match press conference, Sabalenka was asked, inevitably, about seeing her former coach now in Gauff's box. The question was delivered politely, but the grin on her face made clear she'd been waiting for it. "Look, I'm happy for him," she began, her tone dripping with faux sincerity. "Coco is a great player, very marketable, very American. He'll get a lot of TV time. Maybe he missed the cameras with me, so now he has them again." The room erupted in laughter. Sabalenka smirked, knowing exactly how her words would play. "But really," she added with a shrug, "everybody has to find what makes them comfortable. He needed someone who listens more. I needed someone who lets me be myself. I think it's a perfect divorce." It was vintage Aryna, half humor, half sting, all entertainment. Coco's calm response. If Sabalenka was the storm, Gauff was the calm. When the American was later asked about Sabalenka's remarks, she responded with her trademark composure. "Aryna's funny," Gauff said, flashing a smile. "She's always been very honest, and I respect that. I don't really take digs personally. For me, it's about learning and improving. I'm excited to work with my new coach, and I think that's all that matters." It was a perfect counterpunch, not by matching Sabalenka's sarcasm, but by disarming it. The crowd in New York, ever protective of their homegrown star, lapped it up. The subplot thickens. What made this coaching shuffle so fascinating was the potential ripple effect on the court. Gauff and Sabalenka were already on a collision course in the women's draw, slated to potentially meet in the semifinals. Now,